Speech off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, last video for the day, I promise, but I'm trying to get these done because it is so hot. I mean, it's 8 o'clock at night and I was able to turn off my AC just for a little while to film, but yeah, by Wednesday it's going to be 100 degrees. Thursday it's going to be like 105. It ain't no joke around here. It's horrible. LA sucks. For everybody who thinks you're coming here for Hollywood and fun in the sun sucks. Royally sucks. Anyway, also, I just want to get to the Potter videos I have planned. I have one on Aunt Petunia planned. I have some controversial opinions about her. And I have my Sorcerer's Stone review that I want to do. So yeah, I've got other things planned besides the books that I added to Goodreads. So I need to get these done. Plus, there's a bunch that I need to add, but I can't do that until I get these done because it'll confuse me. So, let's just start. There's a lot. I'm not going to read all the descriptions, thankfully, so hopefully we'll try to get through these as quickly as possible. First, we have Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston. This is the third book in Amari and the Night Brothers series. I'm not going to talk about it because it's the third book, but if anybody is in the middle of the series with me, Chatty the Mad Chatter has a whole, like, I guess, video sprints dedicated to it. Somebody explain to me what in the world video sprints are. I do not understand. I go on there and it is complete silence. So do we just watch each other read? Do we sit with dead air and listen to people, like, and read? I'm honestly confused by what exactly reading sprints are. But you guys know what they are, so yeah. Anyway, she also is very excited about this latest installment. So yeah, I can't wait to start it. Next we have, okay, so this is where most of this haul, like, list, not haul, well, I guess it kind of is. I own the books, most of them, is historical fiction, World War II specifically. So yeah, get ready, because this is a lot. So we have Secret She Kept by Kathy Gulk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Carmen Janae talked about this book in her last wrap-up. I've read two other books by Kathy Gulk that nobody's ever talked about. The Medallion and Saving Amelie. It's about a deaf little girl who, you know, the Nazis don't like disabled people, so yeah. But The Medallion, like, everybody who reads Kathy Gulk needs to read The Medallion. It is my favorite of her books, and I've never heard of anyone even so much as talking about this author, and all of a sudden she's on BookTube, and nobody's read The Medallion. Somebody needs to read The Medallion. Anyway, this one. The secret a mother was forbidden to share. The consequences a daughter could not redeem, but will risk everything in her attempt. All her life, Hannah Sterling longed for a close relationship with her estranged mother. Following Lisolata's death, Hannah unlocks secrets of her mother's mysterious past, including the discovery of a grandfather living in Germany. 30 years earlier, Lisolata's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, father, ascending the ranks of the Nazi Party, demanded a marriage for his daughter to help advance his career. But Lisolata is in love, and her beloved Lucas secretly works against the Reich. How far will her father go to achieve his goal? Both Hannah's and Lisolata's stories unfold as Hannah travels to Germany to meet her grandfather, who hides wartime secrets of his own. Longing for connection, yet shaken by all she uncovers, Hannah must decide if she can atone for her own family's tragic past and how their legacy will shape her future. Sounds like her grandfather was a Nazi? I'm in. I mean, it sounds terrible too, but you know. Here's one that's not historical fiction. We have The Christmas Tree Farm by Melody Carlson. I love the Melody Carlson Christmas novellas, but I'm going to save this till Christmas. I heard about this one from Book Lover Amanda, Chloe from Always Booked, and Christian Faith and Fiction. Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction. This comes out tomorrow, September 3rd. When Madison McDowell returns from several years teaching overseas, she has high hopes of picking up where she left off at her family's Christmas tree farm in Oregon. But between damage from a recent wildfire and the neglect due to her sister Addie's unwillingness to invest, the farm is in sad shape. In fact, Addie is intent on selling the property. And to top it off, her former high school flame, the now widowed Gavin Thompson, has plans to break Madison's heart again by turning his neighboring property into a dusty, noisy dirt bike track for his daughter. With odds stacked against her, Madison decides there's only one thing to do, to double down on her dreams. It will take a ton of hard work and some help from an unlikely ally to save the farm she so dearly loves. But it may take a miracle to restore her relationship with her sister. Sounds like fun. The next few ones are all from Chloe because, she does her videos where she talks about all the releases she's excited about, and there's usually a million. Well, in this case, I think it was like 90. Thankfully, I think I only have about 5 or 6. I didn't count. Anyway, we have All My Fault by Emma Robinson. I love Emma Robinson. This one's coming out September 9th. I cannot wait. There's a knock at the door. It's every mother's worst nightmare. The police are here. They tell me my beautiful daughter, Charlotte, has been hurt. They'll take me to the hospital. There's no time to lose. And I know this must be all my fault. Charlotte and I argued so badly the last time we spoke. I was just worried about her, but she refused to hear me out. And now she's lying pale, still, and silent in a hospital bed. I'm convinced this was no accident. The police should question her boyfriend, Freddie. I never thought he was good enough for her, but did he hurt my daughter? Guilt floods through me again and again. If we hadn't argued, she wouldn't have been with him today. If we hadn't argued, I could have been there for her. But I didn't listen, and instead she pushed me away. I didn't even know my darling girl was pregnant, and now she's lost forever. The doctors say she will never wake. The only part of her they can save is her unborn child. There's only one thing I can do. He may be my grandchild's father, but I know Freddie is dangerous. I'll fight with everything I have to prove he's guilty. I failed to protect Charlotte, but how far will I go to keep her baby safe? And will what's left of my family ever heal, or is my part in my daughter's death, or will my part in my daughter's death tear us all apart? It sounds kind of like The Promise of Stardust, which I recently read, only that one was the husband is trying to keep the baby alive and the wife is on life support, and that was a little bit more controversial because when a man tries to keep a woman pregnant, yeah, the abortion laws come into it, so, Anyway, next we have A Mother's Betrayal by Louise Guy. This is releasing on September 12th. When Julia Hudson is involved in a near-fatal accident, the lives of her children, Nurse Flo, and her twin sister, high-flying lawyer Ari, are sent into freefall. As they sit vigil by their mother's bedside, the sisters discover that Julia, who has always preached unwavering principles and integrity, has been keeping a terrible secret. A secret that shatters everything they've ever believed about their family. But the twins have each other, or do they? Because Julia is not the only one keeping secrets. With Julia in a coma and unable to answer their questions, her journals might provide the answers they seek. But Julia's journals reveal yet another dark secret, one that will make the sisters question every part of the life they've lived. If you can't trust your mother, who can you trust? And with their mother's life in the balance, can the sisters find a way to forgive her before it's too late? Dun dun dun! I cannot wait. This one sounds really good. Next we have Not Your Child by Sheila Norton, releasing September 23rd. I found you because I wanted to tell you. Jack is with someone else. He's got no intention of sending for you or the kitty or seeing you ever again. That means the child, by the way. Kiddie. Don't try to contact him. You'll never find him. All it takes is one message for Gemma's life to fall apart. A confirmation of all she's feared these last few months. Jack was supposed to be preparing for their new start in Australia, building their home, building their life together. And now this, gone, without a trace, leaving their perfect world, all that their 2-year-old daughter Poppy knows and cherishes, shattered. Crystal comes into Gemma's life at the opportune moment. This new friend, who's been through it before, who knows how it feels for all of your hopes and dreams to suddenly implode, who wants to help, who will do anything. Crystal loves Poppy, and Poppy loves Crystal. The minute they meet, it's as if all of the heartbreak over her dad leaving dissipates. Poppy feels whole again, and in a way, so does Gemma. But what starts as a small kernel of jealousy soon grows into a larger sense of unease. Who is this woman who's so obsessed with her daughter? And why does it feel like there's something she's not telling her? Interesting. Next we have The Child I Long For by Caroline Finnerty, releasing September 27th. Emily is back in Ireland after 9 long years away from home when she sees him, her ex-husband Rob holding hands with a 5-year-old girl, a girl that should be hers. Over a decade before, Emily and Rob were in love and happily married. Then tragedy struck and Emily moved to New Zealand to get away. Now returning to Dublin nearly a decade later for her mother's funeral, she finds herself face to face with her past. The man she loved has a daughter, beautiful little Molly, and Emily's heart breaks yet again for everything that could have, should have been. But Rob and Molly's lives aren't without their own misfortunes. Could a second chance at family heal all their broken hearts? Where is Molly's mother? I wonder. Next we have Things We Never Say by Caitlin Weaver. Okay, this one is weird because on Goodreads it said it's releasing on September 27th. But in Audible, it's releasing on November 12th. And get this, full price for this book is almost $50. I don't know if I want that book that badly. I mean, you pay 30% if you're a member, so it's 30-something. And yeah, I can get it with a credit, but geez, how good is this book? I've never seen one quite that expensive. Not even Harry Potter is that expensive. 3 mothers, 3 secrets, 1 devastating scandal. Anna has always been the quiet one, the soft-spoken mother who kept her head down and her secrets close. But when she's thrown together with Maggie and Rhea on a PTA project, they begin to bond over wine and gossip and slowly share the truth behind their picture-perfect lives. I'm not going to tell you their perfect lives, I guess. When the 3 women stumble upon a scandal the school has gone to great lengths to bury, Anna is caught in an impossible dilemma. With the centennial gala approaching, she must decide how far she's willing to go to expose the truth, because doing so could wreck all of their perfect lives in one instant. So, I don't know when this is actually supposed to come out on Audible. And I want it. But I still don't want it that bad to pay that much. Next we have I Dreamed of Falling by Julia Dahl, releasing September 17th. Roman Grady is the sole reporter for the local newspaper in a tiny Hudson Valley town, a town so small that every store opening and DUI is considered newsworthy. But when Roman's longtime girlfriend, Ashley, the mother of his 4-year-old son, is found dead, he realizes he had no idea what was really going on in her life. And when he starts asking questions, he's not prepared for the answers. What was Ashley doing at the cliffside home of her troubled ex-girlfriend? How did no one in a house full of people see what happened to her? And why does it seem like everyone in town suddenly has something to hide? As Roman and his mother dig into Ashley's last few months, the truths they uncover threaten to expose painful secrets, the kind of secrets that can get you killed. Fascinating. Next we have The Orphan with No Name by Shirley Dixon. This sent me down a rabbit hole. I realized I bought a few Shirley Dixon books in Audible deals and I never added them to Goodreads, so we're going to go into a Shirley Dixon rabbit hole. But this one is her newest. It's releasing September 19th. England, 1942. Will I ever find my mammy or daddy? It says mammy, okay? I don't even know if I should be saying mommy or mammy because it's how it's written. You know, like how I would say it. Because I feel like I'm mocking the accent. She looks up, her bright blue eyes full of unshed tears. But the kind nurse gently says, "Sweetheart, if you can't remember your own name, I don't think you'll ever find them." Waking up in a rickety hospital bed, the sweet 10-year-old girl with soft blonde hair and flushed cheeks is lucky to be alive, but all she can remember is the screech of the air raid siren. The nurses call her Rosie and hope someone will save her, but no one does, and without a family, she is taken to Blakely Orphanage in Scotland under the supervision of the strict Miss Black. The only glimmer of hope is her new friend Alice, and the two lost girls decide to become make-believe sisters. They help each other through the long, hard hours with Miss Black standing over them as they work in silence, wondering if they will ever escape. One day, Rosie watches a beautiful woman in a pretty dress and a tall, handsome man step through the gates. Her heart squeezes as she hopes they might be her mommy and daddy. But Rosie's heart shatters when they take the hand of a little boy and leave the orphanage. Slowly, Rosie begins to piece together the mystery of her past, despite Alice telling her they don't need any adults. But if she does find her mommy and daddy, will she remember them? And will she ever have a happy family again? Or is there more heartache to come? Wild. Next we have The Lost Children by Shirley Dixon. I already owned this one. Like I said, I found it on an Audible Daily Deal, and I bought it because it sounded good, and then I forgot about it. And Chloe just read it, and she said it was really good, so I'm excited. I'm not going to read the description because it's too spoilery. I already know too much. But it sounds like it's about twins whose mother sends them away for safety, and one of them has cerebral palsy, according to Chloe, so should be interesting. I'll read one part. As they walk slowly toward the railway station, their mother took an envelope from her handbag. "I want you to keep this somewhere safe." "What's in the letter?" "Listen carefully. You're never to open it unless you or your sister are in real trouble. Promise me." I want to know what's in that letter. That's the only thing I don't know that's, not spoiled for me. Then we have The Outcast Girls by Shirley Dixon. England, 1937. After a devastating childhood at Blakely Hall Orphanage. Okay, is this a series? Blakely Hall? Yeah. This new book is from Blakely Hall, too. Huh. It didn't say it's a series, though, like on Audible or Goodreads. Interesting. I wonder if Chloe knows. Anyway, The Outcast Girls. England, 1937. After a devastating childhood at Blakely Hall Orphanage, 15-year-old Sandra is released. She finds work as a housemaid, finally able to put her past behind her. But the start of World War II throws this country into turmoil, and her brother, Alf, is sent away to fight, leaving her completely alone. Germany, 1939. 11-year-old Frida is about to board a ship bound for England with her brother Kurt. Life at home is perilous, with synagogues set alight and innocent lives lost to the Nazis. They have no choice but to flee, with only their identity cards and a small suitcase. But at the last moment, as Frida stands on the deck crammed with frightened children, she spots her brother jumping off back to land. England, 1943. Joining the land army, Sandra is sent to a farm in the remote countryside where she meets evacuee Frida. The girls are grappling with their own tragedies, Sandra fretting over whether Alf flying a bomber in the heavens will see tomorrow, and Frida distraught that Kurt abandoned her, uncertain whether he is alive. Sandra and Frida form a friendship that sees them through the darkest of times. But in times of war, heartbreak is always just around the corner. Will the girls ever be reunited with their loved ones? And will the relationship they have fostered among the terror of war survive? Next we have some that I just found on my own. World War II. The German Child by Catherine Hawken. Berlin, 1944. "No, not my child." Annalise screams, her voice breaking as she pounds the window unseeingly. But no one looks up as the man in the SS uniform cradles her precious baby and strides away. She lies unmoving on the threadbare cot, her throat hoarse from long hours of screaming, but her tears keep falling. Her heart has been cleaved in two. Now the Nazis have taken the only thing she has left, her child. She is utterly powerless against them. But as Annalise cries herself to sleep, she makes a vow. She will find her precious baby again, whatever it takes. Berlin, 1979. Lawyer Evie has come to the city to investigate the horrifying stories of infants torn from their mothers during the war. One of the cases is Sebastian, whose yellowing birth certificate tells a heartbreaking tale. Evie is drawn to this lost man and vows to do all she can to help him. But poring through old records, it is Evie who recognizes the faded photo in a newspaper article. Her heart stops as she realizes her whole life has been a devastating lie, and her and Sebastian's past are impossibly, unimaginably connected. I'm really intrigued by this one. Next we have The Baker's Secret by Lolita Baldock. In Nazi-occupied Latvia, here's a country I haven't really been to in World War II, two sisters are forced to make an impossible choice. To save a child, one sister must flee, while the other must stay behind. The secrets of what happens next will endure for generations, but the truth won't stay hidden forever. Riga, 1943. Cycling the streets to deliver fresh loaves, Zenta passes empty houses, curtains open, doors unlocked, their occupants forced out by Russian or German hands. Above the newly built town hall, a Nazi flag waves in the breeze. Since her brother became a soldier and her sister joined the resistance, Zenta is all her parents have left. Then one morning her sister returns. Tired, worn, with a newly rounded belly, Esther is determined as ever to fight for their freedom. She convinces Zenta to join this Latvian resistance efforts and use her bread deliveries as a cover for smuggling letters, newspapers, and supplies. When the bell over the bakery door chimes and German officers cross the threshold, Esther pleads with her sister to run and to take her newborn daughter with her. An agreement between sisters made in the desperation of war sends Zenta to a new life across the world, a baby at her side with a secret she'll never tell. Until decades later, now a grandmother, the smells and warmth of the bakery still in her heart, Zenta is finally ready to set the truth free. Whew. I need water. Okay. The next two are part of a series. I can't really tell how because they both sound like they're from different people. They're about different people. But so I'm going to read the descriptions anyway. They don't look like they're spoilers. So we have The Last Day in Paris, The Paris Sisters, Book 1 by Suzanne Kelman. No, Mama, please don't make me leave. Sophie cries, clutching her teddy bear as her blue eyes filled with tears. I'd rather be here in Paris with you than far away somewhere safe. Paris, 1940. All over Paris, families are being pulled from their beds in the middle of the night. And ever since her husband was shot in cold blood, Bridget Goldstein has known she is running out of time. She and her daughter, Sophie, are Jewish, so it won't be long until the Nazis bang on their door. But before she leaves, Bridget must find her beloved husband's painting, which was seized by the Nazis. She desperately hopes that if she saves it from destruction, then a piece of him will live on forever, and perhaps one day her daughter will uncover her father's legacy and the secret hidden inside. Working in a museum under a false identity is Bridget's only hope, until she meets Isabel Valette, who confides in hushed tones that she is part of the resistance. And when her new friend tells her of a train leaving Paris that can take children to safety, Bridget knows her daughter must be on it, even if it breaks her heart. But getting Sophie onto the train is dangerous. If they are caught smuggling a Jewish child out of Paris, they will be killed. And with the enemy closing in, can Bridget get her beloved daughter to safety before it is too late? I'm intrigued. Next we have The Bookseller of Paris. This is the Paris Sisters, Book 2. Paris, 1940. Madeline tries to scream, but she can't breathe. The German soldier is working to free her from the rubble, but if he reaches her, he will find the books hidden beneath her clothes. When the German sees Paris, its peaceful streets filled with terror overnight, and nowhere is safe. Desperate to help her friends, Parisian bookseller Madeleine Valette. Oh, I see. Valette is the family, the sisters. Okay. Turns her bookshop into a sanctuary for those in hiding, but she knows it's only a matter of time before she's found out. So when she is asked to join the resistance and smuggle banned books from Berlin, she accepts, determined to defy the Nazis. And while she wants to save precious books from destruction, she also hopes her trips to Germany might help her find the last living connection she has to her beloved husband. Because Madeline has received a letter from a German woman called Ada, the mother of her husband's son. Facing persecution, the Jewish boy is in terrible danger. But where are they now, and can Madeline help them before it's too late? When Madeline finally finds Ada and the child, she realizes Ada is at the mercy of a high-ranking Nazi official, and both of their lives are now at risk. Can Madeline get them to safety, or will the unthinkable happen to this innocent child? Now we have one by the same author, but it's not a series. Under a Sky on Fire by Suzanne Kelman. In the middle of the road, the child stood wearing a blue flannel nightie, her feet bare and dirt spattered. Her blonde, flyaway hair was golden, a glow from the fires that lit her up from behind. Stumbling over, Lizzie reaches her side. The little girl's eyes were closed, her palms facing forward. If she's been in church, you would have thought she was praying. September 1940, London. As a German I cannot pronounce this word, begin a terrifying bombing campaign that will come to be known as the Blitz, thousands are evacuated to safety. But Lizzie Mackenzie finds herself headed towards London. She knows she must help in the war effort, but she has another reason for leaving the security of her Scottish village. The illegitimate child she gave up for adoption nearly 5 years before is somewhere in the city. And as the bombs rain down, she will stop at nothing to find her and make sure her little girl is safe. Then she finds herself trapped in a dark theater during a bombing raid, where she meets pilot officer Jack Henson. Against all her instincts, she falls in love. But what chance is there for that love to flourish? Because if he discovers the secret shame of her past, he may never forgive her. And with Jack facing the enemy every day in the sky, and Lizzie's job guiding pilots into battle, life and love has never felt so fragile. Until a chance encounter with the little orphaned girl changes everything, forcing Lizzie to ask herself what truly matters. Because in the darkest days of war, every life counts. And when tragedy strikes, saving one child's life might just give Lizzie a reason to survive. And then, okay, now we're going to go from Nazi Germany to the KKK. Stella by Starlight by Sharon Draper. This one I heard about from Krista from Books and Jams. Stella lives in the segregated South, in Bumblebee, North Carolina, to be exact about it. Some stores she can go into, some stores she can't. Some folks are right pleasant, others are a lot less so. To Stella, it sort of evens out. And heck, the Klan hasn't bothered them for years. But one late night, later than she should have ever been up, much less wandering around outside, Stella and her little brother see something they're never supposed to see. Something that is the first flicker of change to come. Unwelcome change by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That one is, this is a middle grade book. Sharon Draper wrote Out of My Mind, which I highly recommend. So I'm very excited for this one, even though it is kind of scary. Next we have Keeping Safe the Stars by Sheila O'Connor. I heard about this one also from Krista from Books and Jams. This screen won't stop moving. Okay. When crisis hits, a young girl becomes the only one left to take care of her family. Pride, Nightingale, and Baby are the stars. Orphaned and living with their grandfather, Old Finn, in rural Minnesota, the children, like their grandfather, are wary of outsiders. They believe, as Old Finn taught them, in self-reliance. But then Old Finn falls seriously ill and is taken to the hospital all the way in Duluth, leaving the children to fend for themselves. Pride, as eldest, assumes the lead. Though she makes mistakes, she keeps them afloat. They even earn money for the bus trip to Duluth. But when they finally see Old Finn, he can't walk or even say his own name. And Pride knows her days of keeping safe the stars are drawing to a close. Self-reliance can't make old Finn well again. But maybe, just maybe, a secret from old Finn's past might make a way for them to stay together after all. And a few more. We have The Winter's Sea by Susanna Kearsley. I had this one on my list a long time ago. I don't know why I took it off. Maybe I just wasn't that interested, but it's back on my radar. Alma from Alma's Book Journey. I think she's the one who talked about it. History has all but been forgotten. In the spring of 1708, an invading Jacobite fleet of French and Scottish soldiers nearly succeeded in landing the exiled James Stuart in Scotland to reclaim his crown. Now, Carrie McClelland hopes to turn that story into her next best-selling novel. Settling herself in the shadow of Slane's castle, she creates a heroine named for one of her own ancestors and starts to write. But when she discovers her novel is more fact than fiction, Carrie wonders if she might be dealing with ancestral memory, making her the only living person who knows the truth, the ultimate betrayal that happened all those years ago, and it still comes very close to destroying her. Please note, this novel has also been published under a different title, Sophie's Secret. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna look through Susanna Kearsley's backlist, because apparently I was wrong. She does do time travel. This doesn't sound like time travel. This sounds like, well, memories or dreams or something, but there are other ones that have time travel. Anyway, next we have two more. The Book Scavenger by Jennifer Chambliss Bertman. I heard about this one from Cheryl from Candlewick Library. A hidden book, a found cipher. A game begins. 12-year-old Emily is on the move again. Her family is relocating to San Francisco, home of her literary idol Garrison Griswold, creator of the online sensation Book Scavenger, a game where books are hidden all over the country and clues to find them are revealed through puzzles. But Emily soon learns that Griswold has been attacked and is in a coma, and no one knows anything about the epic new game he has been poised to launch. Then Emily and her new friend James discover an odd book, which they come to believe is from Griswold, and leads to a valuable prize. But there are others on the hunt for this book, and Emily and James must race to solve the puzzles Griswold left behind before Griswold's attackers make their next target. I'm in. And this last one is The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. I've been hearing about this forever, and I didn't really care that much, honestly. But it's so popular, and I need to read a book with animals for the the Back to Hogwarts readathon. So I'm going to try this. Maybe I'll like the series. Who knows? I'm not normally into this kind of thing. Ivan is an easygoing gorilla, living at the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. He has grown accustomed to humans watching him through the glass walls of his domain. He rarely misses his life in the jungle. In fact, he hardly ever thinks about it at all. Instead, Ivan thinks about TV shows he's seen and about his friends, Stella, an elderly elephant, and Bob, a stray dog. But mostly, Ivan thinks about art and how to capture the taste of a mango or the sound of leaves with color and a well-placed line. I'm going to stop there. The rest sounds very spoilery. Anyway, those are all the books that I've added second half of August. Most of these I bought. I bought all the World War II ones, to be precise. I have a problem, but it was my birthday month. I can do what I want. Anyway, yeah, that is all I have for this video. I'll probably try to do this once a week from now on. I keep saying that, but heat advisory, we'll see what I do. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!